I got news for you. I'm recording too. Yeah, we are.
This is my idea of a nightmare. An episode. I'm being visually recorded freshly after eating a stack of carbohydrates.
Quite the stack.
I'm at my most defeated. Adrian made us a vegan breakfast with a lovely stack of pancakes with powdered sugar.
Oh my gosh.
And berries.
It was incredible.
And the eggs are really good too.
The vegan scrambled eggs.
Mm-hmm.
We've never done this to me and recorded an episode afterward. I'm just like already sleepy and fat.
We're going to keep an eye on you, Ari. Well, welcome everyone to Can I Lay Down? Another episode. This is episode 11. I think we are 12. Yeah, 12.
We're at 12 now.
Mm-hmm.
Did we mention that we're at Adrian's house this time?
New pod location.
At my humble abode.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a studio space here in lovely Oakland.
It's going to have more thoughtful, kind, gentle, stable energy because it's Adrian's place.
Yeah.
That is
It's
correct.
a place for less dragging and more high-fiving.
Mm-hmm.
Your place could not be more well balanced. It's very
Thank you.
very thought out and like not too much of anything. It's very good. It's very tasteful.
It's very
Thank
aspiring influencer.
Yeah.
Like there's no clutter
Mhm.
and there's a bike by the door.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is the woman and the man that we all want to be.
Yeah.
It's very unattainable, healthy person vibes.
There's a stack of inspirational
you.
books.
Right to the left of Lauren, yes.
Yeah.
We can name some of those books.
Oh yeah, because there's a bike by the door and an Eckhart Tolle book by the TV.
Oh, wait, I just wanted to say real quick, thank you for the compliments on the space. This is actually the very first apartment where I've lived alone. So this is the first time I ever got to make a space my space for me. Yeah. Because I spent, I was like in a marriage and relationship for like 17 years.
Mm.
And then lived with my brother briefly and then roommates. And now.
How do you feel about ever getting married again? Does that sound like a disease to you?
It depends. I didn't see myself getting married again, but I don't know. Maybe I meet the right person where I'm like, if they want to get married, all right, let's do it. But I don't have any sort of desire to get married again. I don't have a drive. Not in the cards.
Are you gonna ever get married?
I don't think so, just because the legal elements disgust me.
Yeah.
But it's easier for me because I feel like when you're gay, it's so rare that you meet somebody who's going to have the hang up.
Yeah.
Like my sister didn't care about getting married either, but her partner did, and she just kind of gave in.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like when you're gay, you don't meet the person who makes you give in to the idea of marriage as often.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just sort of like, nah, that's not a thing we do.
I think that's
What do you think about political lesbianism?
political lesbianism.
There was a brief stint of it in the UK where it was openly stated that people were politically deciding to be lesbians just to retaliate on men.
What?
My favorite part about the like deconstruction of it after the fact from some of the like kind of not morally great people that were involved in it were like, some of us were politically lesbians. Some of us were already lesbians who then had successfully convinced some straight women to be lesbians as part of their feminism.
Hey, you know what? You can get a little bit of sex. Good job. That's how you get your rocks off.
Can you imagine?
And they're a willing party. Whatever.
Can you imagine having that as part of your sexual resume? I would be so disgusted with myself.
What?
In the past, I convinced some people to break off a piece for me, and I used politics to do it. That's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
That's pretty gross.
You know why we should be together?
Because
male oppression. So please sleep with me. That's so fucking disgusting.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. Yeah, that's pretty rancid.
I'll see you at the potluck as we plan our voter drive or whatever. And then go home together. Barf. A new kind of porn.
Oh, what?
But we started it.
Oh, political lesbian porn?
Political brainwashing porn. Political, strident, virulent, political hypnosis porn.
Is it like Clockwork Orange style where they like tape your eyes open?
Yeah.
And then they shove a dildo up you? Is that what? Or just like in your face? They just shove a dildo. They just put dildos near you. Just a lot of them.
So just nearby for convenience sake?
I hadn't thought it through that far. I think...
I'm thinking it through entirely from the beginning to the end. It's already happened in my brain. I'm making plans. I'm jotting it down in my calendar. There's a spreadsheet.
Do you guys know about hypnosis, BDSM?
No. Mm-mm.
I know about hypnosis and I know about BDSM.
Oh.
But what are you talking about?
This is some way too online stuff. But so people who dissociate enjoy hypnotic ASMR, like sexual cultivation of a personality kinds of. So there's one called like Sissy. So like the voice that talks to you is like, you can't really do anything on your own, can you? Like you're incompetent.
Oh shit!
And a little sissy and a little dummy, and you probably can't even do any math. Probably can't even count 2 + 2. And people, a very small, don't get me wrong, it's like it's not a lot of people, but very small percentage of people go into a trance-like state that is also erotic, listening to like sissy hypnosis.
What?
And you can look up.
So while you're hearing that, what are you seeing? Are you seeing like someone like shake their finger at you, or?
I think they tend to just be like a pinwheel. I think people that make it are ashamed. So it's just like a screensaver is playing on the video. But I think there's a certain amount of just BDSM that's related to dissociation and to telling someone something.
Interesting.
And like telling them that they're helpless.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the word little?
Yes.
No, you know what I mean, like in BDSM.
No.
So that's also a thing, is like someone will identify. It's not that they don't identify as like the son or the daughter. The word they'll use is the little.
The little.
So it's like we're in a relationship, but I'm the incompetent one, and you're the one who's looking out for me.
And did you have to go researching this for the episode so that you would be able to share this with us, or how did you encounter this information?
Someone in one of my groups said that they have two of them mentioned BDSM. Yeah, in this way. Yeah, but one of them was like, so and so's a little. My partner identifies as a little.
The littles that I know had tails and they were tiny and they flew a little airplane around. Do you know what I'm talking about? This airplane?
Yeah.
This
Are you talking about Chip and Dale's
No,
Rescue
I'm talking about a book
But
when I was a
basically-
kid called The Littles.
The Littles, yeah.
There was probably a series of them.
Oh.
They made like stuff out of matchbooks and like really cool stuff.
Yes, I know.
They had
what
like
you're
funny
talking
ears
about.
and hats and stuff.
Yeah, you're talking about.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the segue you were looking for, right, Ari? That was where
Into
you
the
liked to-
works of the littles, the
Can
literary.
we talk about Beverly Clary for a little bit?
This has been
I've been too quiet. I'll jump in.
Yeah,
Dear Mr. Henshaw.
this is actually all a build up to our Indian in the Cupboard series.
On brand.
I want to talk some young adult fiction.
Young adult books.
Yeah, our new focus as a pod is porn and young adult fiction. Those are the two major prongs.
And this is when the FBI starts listening. I wonder if we can get like more FBI people listening if we say certain keywords.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We can. They're
what are
bad.
keywords for FBI?
I mean, do we want to? Like, this is
investigation?
opening a door. Nope. Okay. The consensus is no.
I was going to pick up my phone to look up the keywords, but then I'd probably start getting tracked and was like, probably not.
Yeah. Would you rather be Batman or Bane?
Batman. He's rich already, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a dumb question.
You can stop being Batman anytime and still be a billionaire. Seems all right.
That's fair.
I don't know who Bane is.
He's just the bad guy from Batman.
So it's stupid and boring.
What I was implying by the tone of my voice for you, Ari.
Now, Bane
completely
is
tune out when you said Batman. The word Batman, he just went.
He's like, I'm listening to Sissy ASMR in my brain.
Hold on. Bane is the one Batman villain who might look the most BDSM out of any of them.
Yeah.
He's got a big mask. He's got like these, like, he's all big and buff and hairy dude. It's the whole thing. He's wearing like a wrestling singlet.
Oh yeah, no, he totally looks like a bear at Folsom Street Fair. Like,
you'd be
100%.
You would be more Bane.
I'd be into Bane.
Yeah, don't worry.
I don't think he would be into Bane.
I'm more of a Bane.
He's not really into that kind of. Yeah,
I took a quiz. I'm more of a Bane.
You're more of a Bane.
I'm 78% Bane. Did you see?
It's just like what a dumb word Bane is.
BuzzFeed quiz from 2012.
Oh, I heard that they have an AI writing their content now, which I love. That's beautiful.
How do you guys feel about AI content?
Oh my God. Have you tried it?
No.
So you've made some stuff?
The ChatGPT? Yeah. No, I've done stuff. It's phenomenal. It's so impressive.
What?
Do you want me to read one?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll go.
See, I'm just in general, I feel like I'm against it by principle, so I haven't messed with it. I haven't messed with the art ones at all.
Yeah.
And the writing one does seem a little freaky, but
I did mess with the art ones, and then I started feeling guilty about it because I started seeing posts about artists that, whose, I guess, works were being taken, or the style of their works were being taken by this AI and incorporated into how it functions to recreate the artwork.
Well, this is a very, like, Ari becomes his stodgy, moldy old leftist persona.
Yeah.
But like accelerant technologies beg the question, what is it that you inherit just by being born?
Right.
And it begs the question because it strip mines all of human achievement to exist and produce things. So it's just another kind of socialist. Like it just begs the question, like, shouldn't this be socialized and regulated? And shouldn't we all share in the dividends? Because now we've made something that even more aggressive, like it even aggressively strip mines human creativity instead of just oil and fossils.
Totally.
Is usable to replace current human creators at what they're doing in real time. You know what I mean?
I think it's a new tool that will be used by human creators for sure.
Yeah. Totally.
But the problem is that like now there are AIs that can spot the AI written stuff and people are getting called out for it. But how long is that going to last? It's not going to last that long. People are going to be like, all right, whatever. It was written by an AI. Don't care. Like new generations.
Yeah. It's like people are fighting, I think, against the inevitable. Like you're not going to be able to stop it, or you could try to regulate it, but it's artwork,
Man, it seems like it shifts the balance from creation to consumption. And it's like, what do we value here? Do we value the creation and consumption as the byproduct of that? Or is consumption what we value and the creation is a byproduct of that? And if we can do it by cutting out the creator, should we do that and then scale it up? Maybe, as long as I can eat. I don't know. But I want the creation to happen. And if something happens that makes fewer of the creations happen so that more people can consume, I'm like, it feels like it goes the wrong way. I don't know. We're focusing on the wrong end of it.
Well, some people are happy with consuming and some people makes them happy is to create,
Do you feel like there are any jobs where AI could not take over? Or like AI proof jobs?
Doesn't feel, if anything is repeatable, then it's kind of susceptible to that sort of thing. I think you want to think that creative fields aren't susceptible, but I think that businesses have shown they'll take kind of lower grade creativity for quality over or quantity over quality. They'll do that when the proposition becomes attractive enough.
Yeah. I think my job could be done by an AI. Now 100% my job could be done by an AI. I'm a graphic designer. So like now that they're producing art and they're producing text, like shit, someone just program it, do my job for me. And I personally, if like there was an AI that would like spit out a bunch of ads, like I could just be like, hey, we're doing an ad for this company and we have this we want this content and we want the mood to be this. Spit out 16 ads of different pixel sizes. I would be ecstatic. Turn it in as my own work. Someone would pay me.
Boom.
I would actually hope that the ones
Go
I
on
would
vacation.
the ones I would hate would be like actually honestly like therapy.
Oh,
I feel like I would always want a human. I would never feel cool with like, oh, it's a really advanced program giving me my therapy or whatever.
Yeah.
And the other one that comes to mind is childcare. Like I feel like I want humans. No, I want humans. I want babies involved.
Oh, I don't know.
Humans, not
being
like,
a little bit demanding, aren't we? Come on, just leave it in a tube.
Don't put the babies with the robots.
Put a baby in a bank tube where you shoot the capsule up to the teller.
That was going to be my question for Ari was, do you think therapy is, or the therapeutic field is AI proof?
I guess one answer, right, is there's already one called Wobot that is an app and does like CBT on you.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
Wobot, like robot, but oh, woe is me.
Yep. Tell it your woes.
That is wonderful. I like it already.
It's interesting because part of the work is psychoeducation, and I could imagine somebody like understanding the precepts of therapy through some kind of computer program or video game or whatever. I'm sure anything could be turned into something where the question to me is basically like the part of a therapist is to upset you in some way and then work on something with you. And so if you think that there's really nothing there, you're really going to have an issue with facilitating working on your emotional issues with a therapist. That would be the biggest issue. It wouldn't be that it would be hard to simulate the sort of like stereotypical aspects. Like you sure could. I mean, just to have someone who's like, oh, it's good to see you. And like have an AI that's like, it's tell me what happened. That sounds hard. Like those things. Yeah. You could get an AI yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like a fucking AI when I do those parts of the therapy sometimes. I'm like, am I dead? This is, but no, the part where you're actually like touching the provoked feeling together and working on it, that part, it wouldn't be helped by having that sense that we have with video games where you can just throw anything at it and its reaction is cartoonish. Its reaction is just like a kind of elasticity because there's nothing tender there. That wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be helpful for the concept of it.
Right.
What about filmmaking, Adrian? Would you have any interest in a film that was made by an algorithm? Like they're like, we know what a blockbuster film is going to look like, or a heartstring tugger, and we've created it. Here it is.
Well, certainly I've said that the taste level in movies present sometimes at this table could be easily filled by an AI. Like a current AI could just make some Marvel movies and some of you would just eat it up.
Yum, yum, yum.
Where's the lie though, as the kids would say? One,
Ari, die in a gas fire. Two, you're not wrong.
So
you can have all the Age of Ultron movies you hillbillies want.
I would definitely be curious to see what AI could create. However, there are some companies that are working on utilizing AI to edit. So basically, you would have to shoot, the content. You basically put it into the program, and then AI would edit it for you. The technology isn't as advanced as it needs to be to get there, but I have played around with that. But yeah, it's just not there yet.
Here's one.
What if it's fun? That's no fun.
What if they could make a niche movie that has all the reference that you want, and then they also AI in the stars that you prefer? So you could have a Panda Express Legos movie because you're
directed by Lars von Trier.
This is
and then starring, if it's me watching, Kate Hudson as every female role, because for some reason I've always just felt comforted by Kate Hudson. So Kate Hudson old is the mom, Kate Hudson young is the teenager.
I mean, you're that I feel like would be just compounding the isolation that the human race is starting to create with all of these different technologies, because you would be creating a movie only for yourself.
Yes!
Only you would watch it.
Exactly.
You would have no one else to talk to about it. Like it would literally just be for you. It would be. It would be.
RA's like, where's the problem?
Exactly.
You know what's going to happen?
So the good thing will happen then.
So what's interesting
rapture.
is porn will probably lead this. Just like every other media advancement,
porn that's for sure.
Porn will lead this endeavor.
Yeah,
there will be an AI online thing where you can type in all of the things that you want. It will just make some porn for you, and then other people are going to start using.
But what I like is the image of you sort of tucked away with your little stupid media that you made. You made your like Seinfeld Attack on Titan, Naruto thing, because you were like, I just need to see that there's like a Naruto Pirates of the Caribbean crossover for my life.
Oh yeah.
And then you tuck in your little coffin, your little like entertainment coffin. Do you know what the incel motto is?
No.
What?
No.
Lie down and rot.
Oh, that's amazing. Incel.
And that's what we're talking about. The perfect achievement of lie down and rot.
This is. Yeah.
Wait, now I'm obsessed with Lauren's scenario with there would be this one moment before it switched over where they would have to use the porn video simulator to make like real movie.
Yes, somebody would do that. Yes.
And it would have to be like,
absolutely.
It would be these weird like CGI things walking around like, hi, I'm a police officer. Hold your hands up.
The problem is that this wouldn't be
There's a lot of dials and you turn down the whore dial to 0, but it still kind of gets in there somewhere.
Me. Oh no. Oh, sorry, officer.
I'm a nurse.
Oh.
Can this episode be called a Kate Hudson AI porn? Yeah.
Yes.
Sold. I'm happy.
I mean, like, what would your fantasy movie, like, what would be the thing when you're sitting at home at 10 p.m. on like a Thursday being like, I don't want to fucking go to sleep. I'm going to phone it in tomorrow for work. I just want my own movie for me right now. Like, what would it, but not porn. I mean, you do porn. That's fine. But you can do like anything you want. Like your favorite, you have like 3 favorite actors you can put in, like a couple of genres you can put in. You can talk, like ask for it to be like a like more of an indie type movie where it doesn't end happy.
I think he's ready.
Like what would it be? What would that be? What would that formula be?
I mean, I feel like with that much control, I kind of lose interest in whatever I'm making because
healthy.
I like being surprised by a thing, and if I'm already like, make another Fargo, and then I'm watching, I'm like, this is Fargo. I'm like, all right, that's what I ordered. Oh,
I mean, that's clearly the weak point of all the AI content is that the only reason anyone approaches it is to comment on how they feel looking at it under the assumption that it shouldn't exist. That's the only, they're like, wow, this actually happened and isn't totally terrible, which is a totally inauthentic artistic experience. I mean, it's like very shitty.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't believe it tastes kind of like ham.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, never mind. I do another Top Gun movie.
Of course.
I'll just have it make another Top Gun.
Shocking.
I mean, you did, right? You like re-edited
that's what you
some
did.
Top Gun footage.
Yeah. I mean, I would just do that. Do more of those. 10 more?
That's how the new Top Gun was made.
I'll believe it. That works.
They just shifted the color aspect on some old footage.
Scott was behind the scenes turning dials. So
more jets,
more gun,
more
less
Tom
top.
Cruise,
more Tom.
What would yours be? What would you put in?
I was just thinking about that. The thing is that it would be a little bit weird to pull things from different genres and different actors because I watch a particular thing for that particular thing. If I want to watch a drama, I'm watching it because I want to watch that drama, or a comedy because I want to laugh. So I don't know, it'd be kind of weird to put like a hodgepodge of pieces together to make something.
Really, I would love this. This is like you are talking to the person who would want this. Like this is
good Lord. What is it?
Well, I mean, like, what would I make?
Frankenstein
Like,
creature would you make?
It would be like a post-apocalyptic, like drama type thing, but like also a dark comedy. It would probably have, and I would tell it to have a slow burn lesbian romance throughout the whole thing.
So who we
So Kate
starring
Blanchett's
here?
in it.
Who's in this?
Probably, definitely Kate Winslet. Definitely Kate Winslet. I would do Kate Blanchett as
Kates.
well. Yeah, the Kates.
Okay.
We'd have a couple of Kates.
And they're just slowly.
Kate Hudson?
Yeah.
Does she
And
get
then
in there or
and
no?
then I'd also have Alan Rickman in there as like a bad guy.
We could do that,
Yeah.
even though he's passed. There's plenty
No,
of footage
AI,
of him.
Yeah.
AI.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So hologram Alan Rickman.
It's all hologram. It's entirely hologram.
I know.
Does this movie
Slow.
already exist?
I don't know, but I
actual
want
Kate
this
Winslet is
movie.
not showing up
Like
for this.
I'm telling you, I am the niche. Like I would pay for this.
Yeah, I would watch
Well, it
that
does
movie.
seem like you were kind of cheating and saying porn, but with zombies or something. Like,
I mean, it is porn. Like it is porn in the sense that you're stroking something in your brain for this kind of. I wouldn't want it to be porn, but it would be a slow burn romance
I definitely
with some
think,
sex scenes.
I definitely think enough content is made that is so boring that soon AI will catch up to the boring shit that people tell me is decent.
Yeah.
Like the shit on. I swear to God, if you see something that's like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, it doesn't mean any. It could be the worst thing you've ever seen, easily.
Have you
Absolutely.
encountered a movie that did that? Where
That
you
was
were like, oh,
recommended,
this
and I was
looks
like,
like it's
this is
going
the
to be
worst thing I've
amazing.
ever seen.
Yeah.
God, when am I not?
We got Ari talking
Josie
about
and the
movies. This
Pussycats.
is great.
Yeah, I'm out. You're not gonna sneak up on me like
He's
that.
disassociating right now. He's looking into his water glass, not looking at any of us.
Pretending to drink water that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
AI
It's
water.
delightful.
No, it would just be mean. As soon as I say that, it would just be like the things friends have recommended me that I think are boring.
Oh, also Kate McKinnon. So another Kate.
I literally was going to make that joke, just like a pile of Kates.
Just a pile of
Because they're
fucking
always
Kates.
lesbians.
Kate on Kate on Kate.
They're not always lesbians,
But
but
they
they're-
should be.
They should be.
A
Yeah,
pancake.
Yeah. Oh, Rachel Weisz. Duh.
It's not a
Okay.
Kate.
It would be Rachel Weisz and Kate Winslet and Kate McKinnon and
Kate Blanchett.
not Kate. You know, I don't really care about Kate Blanchett that much. She
No.
looks just like one of my old roommates, and I
Oh.
don't know. I can't like it. It's
Oh.
fine. I'll watch her in a movie, and she's in all of the lesbian movies. But
Did you share an apartment with Lydia Tarr?
I don't know what the joke is, but I like that name.
The movie Tar
yeah,
about
where
the
she's,
composer.
yeah, she's
I
a
don't-
lesbian.
like
that
the
that movie
lesbian
that movie
composer.
was someone's wet dream come true.
Oh,
That-
It's just a
Without a doubt.
fucking funny
Yeah.
name. Who are
It's
you?
fun to say.
Lydia Tarr. It's a stupid name.
It is fun to say.
Someone just crash.
probably.
Rudy perked up.
Rudy is my dog. I brought him over to Adrian's. He's sleeping
He's a
on
little cutie.
Adrian's couch.
He's your
It's a little cutie.
Yeah, we're talking about you, pepperoni.
Cutie.
We love you.
I like you.
God, your
Love
dog is so
Rudy.
cute.
The
Yeah.
mascot of the pod.
No,
You should be the
PETA.
mascot.
Okay, do not. Do not.
Casually evict Bakita from the throne.
Oh.
He didn't
Couldn't
even
they-
get that.
I didn't.
You
I
They
didn't either.
co-mascot?
You just created so much
I'm
trauma in
sorry.
Ari's life, and you had no idea.
Ari went pew.
It's fine. Somebody in my class was like, "Would you ever get another cat?" And I was like,
The current cat is not fucking dead. Shut up.
Exactly. And they were like, "Ari, I just meant get another cat on like and have two cats." And I was like, "No!" I just fell into a well instantly. It's not their fault. It's just the way my brain works nowadays. Because every time I'm with my cat, I'm like, precious years, precious years.
Aw.
Well, and I have two cats, and one of them definitely gets more attention than the other. It's not an equal.
What'd they do? One of them takes love.
Well,
and
one of
the-
them, yeah,
the-
doesn't want to be around me as much.
If I can't wrestle with my cat, I don't want him.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do harass Bakita a good amount, and he likes it.
Oh yeah. I'll just walk up to Sammy and I'll push him over. And he fucking
Maybe
loves
cut
it.
that part out.
Just bully him.
No, I don't push him hard, but I push him down, and he loves it. He just rolls on his back and starts purring, and is like, "Yes, more."
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. I mean, in their natural state with each other, they harass each other.
We're allowed
Yeah.
a little leeway, by the way, on that because we had an a cruelty-free brunch.
Sure.
Well, that's
we can
great.
we can admit to some
I'm just loving
Some
Sammy the way he
animal
loves
cruelty.
it. He likes it.
a little bit.
Yeah, we did talk a little bit. Having a vegan brunch means you can be mean to a.
Yeah, I canceled it
animal
all
after.
out. So
It's like a
you're
carbon.
good.
Yeah.
It's like a carbon tax or payoff thing.
Just I'm gonna go cut some animals' nails just a little too short.
Oh no!
Later.
Oh no! Oh, that sounds sad.
It does sound sad. It's kind of funny how stupid that is.
I'm gonna pinch my cat a little extra hard.
Just gonna pull on his tail.
Just hold him somewhere
like
where he doesn't want to be.
Get a cranky meow.
half close the door on him.
I'm gonna use my animal cruelty credits to put sweaters on my cats and take pictures of them. That's how I'm using mine. I'm saving them.
Well, the funny thing about this
You're just so
conversation is
wholesome.
I flushed a spider down the shower drain just this morning, and it bothered me more than I wanted it to. It did.
Why? Just you felt like a monster?
I don't feel good. It was creepy, first of all. It was like a big spider, and I was like, ugh. But yeah, I flushed it down the drain, and so it drowned, and I just thought I'm a monster.
I mean, maybe it didn't drown. Some bugs don't die when you go in water. They just kind of hold their breath.
That's a good point. Did you ever think that it waited until after you were asleep and then came out and then crawled into your mouth?
I did think about that, and I didn't like it.
Maybe it crawled into your mouth.
I did also think about that. Yeah. I didn't like it. It was so big. It was gross. Adrian, I don't know why a little voice in my head wanted me to ask you if you've been trying to have the best sex of your life the last few years. I have no idea why.
The best sex of my life?
Yeah.
I mean,
have you ever had the best sex of your life?
Yes.
Chapter happen?
Yeah.
It's a chapter. It's a thing.
It's a chapter.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's a chapter.
Yeah.
Scott's married, so he's out of this one, but just by default.
I think I had it in my roller coaster of a relationship that lasted like on and off for 5 years. We were on and off with my ex. A lot of it had to do with
drugs,
sexual trauma.
Oh,
close.
No,
missed that one.
That's that's the thing is that sometimes it can hypersexualize somebody, and so I had never encountered that before. And so like I was, doing things that I had never done before, like choking and slapping, because that was something that she had wanted.
Yeah.
But also, just like having sex in odd places, like in the back of the building or, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah. Was it also painful?
Some of it was a little uncomfortable, like the slapping, was like, I love this person. This doesn't feel right, but they want me to do it. So I'm going to do as much of it as I feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes time to like rework your brain so that it is okay. Because, outside of the bedroom, that is, you can go to jail for that.
Well, isn't that, I feel like there is a little bit of a gangster thing to it because of that. Like you're making an agreement with somebody to do something bad.
Yeah.
So I think part of it is like we have a dirty secret together.
Yeah.
That we have bad behavior with each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, I think
interesting.
the reason why I felt comfortable with it is that, in essence, she's in full control of this situation. She's determining what she wants and what she doesn't want, how much she wants.
Did she tell you?
Because you would like grab her hand and be like, "Why are you hitting yourself?" And make her.
Well, I mean,
who's a dumb bitch? Who's a dumb bitch?
You have control of this. Why don't you just stop? Why don't you just stop hitting yourself? Sorry.
But also like choking wrong. She'd be like, maybe not there because that could kill me.
So she was very communicative.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Totally.
Well, that's critical. Yeah, a lot of people are kind of lose themselves in these situations.
Yeah. No, it definitely helped with my comfort level of it. But it's funny because I tell friends who have known me like the majority of my life that I've done these things, and they're like, you did what?
I mean, that's
like
how I felt when you told us you were in a gang. I was like, what? Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. You started a gang that continues to today.
I know. It's you expect Adrian to say like, I'm in a volunteer Santa I volunteer as a Santa for kids that are terminally ill.
Yeah.
I run a Santa camp,
Yeah, exactly.
an all-inclusive Santa camp.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not
Make a
where
wish.
my mind goes that you were like shivving people. No, I know that wasn't the daily practice.
No, he made them spaghetti.
No. Yeah, I cooked chicken.
I remember you did tech support.
Yeah.
Changing out SATA drives.
And you were right. You were the transcriber. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
you were the secretary of the gang.
The gang stenographer. Yeah.
Going from experiencing sex with somebody like that to something more recent where it's with somebody that isn't so in tune with their sexuality, and even me bringing up the topic of what do you like and them kind of shying away from it, from the question, it was like, oh wow, that's interesting to like go from this to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and to like.
Do you feel more comfortable in one spot or the other, or are they both equally like?
I mean, I prefer somebody who has more experience with, the exploration of their own body, because then they can communicate to me what they like and what they don't like, and I don't have to help them figure it out. I mean, I don't mind, but it's just nice to know, like, oh, if I hit this button, this will happen.
Oh yeah, that's lovely. I mean, it also it would be nice. It's also nice when somebody's like, I don't know what I like, but let's explore together. That's also a good way to communicate, as opposed to being like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
Why don't you try to figure it out?
That's what I can't deal with, is when someone's like, anything's fine.
I just don't like filler. I don't like fidgeting, and I don't like filler. And that annoys the shit out of me. Did you ever like kiss someone and you're like, you just kissed me because it would have been upsetting to stop and look into my eyes for a second? Like just pouring on some kind of filler move because the lull in the action would be too upsetting to them. A lot of people do that, and I don't.
Yeah,
I have experienced that.
It's
unsettling. It brings me out. It's like when you're watching a TV show or a movie and something happens that brings you out of the suspended disbelief. Like when I'm having sex, I want to be in a state of suspended disbelief. Like I want to be so in it, and when something happens that is like unnatural and it brings me out, I'm like, oh.
No, that's so true. That's why I don't believe in BDSM, though, in a lot of ways, because it states overtly the thing that you're cultivating internally. I just think for me, it breaks the thing I'm building privately to do it so blatantly,
right,
and like officiously. Because it's so true. It is. So you're playing a character. As soon as you're getting naughty, you're the
naughty one.
You're the naughty
or
version.
You're the sexy one, or you're the loving one, or you're the delicate one, or you're the aggressive one. I mean, and all of those things can happen all in one sex session, and just go from one to the other. But when you become the disassociated one. And you're just you're phoning it in with an AI, and that's when, like, I'm a child of trauma, and I'm a child of somebody who had a personality disorder, and one of my coping mechanisms of being a child and surviving was being able to read other people's expressions, and so like. I'm so in tune with other people's expressions. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I will get into my own life and like my own brain, and I'll stop looking at other people's expressions. And that's really nice when that can happen. But when it's
rare.
It is rare.
Do you like a lot of reassurance of what your partner's experieing?
Yes.
While entering, yeah.
Yeah. And
it's interesting that you're talking about that, because I'm very much like that too.
Yeah. And so I have to like, I look at their facial expressions, and I think it makes certain people uncomfortable when I do that, because it makes them think that I'm criticizing them in some way. And it's not. It's literally just, it's like, if I were to say that I had one kink, my one kink is watching people's facial expressions when I'm having sex with them.
I feel like up until recently, I've become like a no eye contact person. Like I'll I'll look to the side or not. I rarely will make eye contact, or I won't hold it for very long. And I think that's one of the things like I'm trying to do differently right now. I'm like doing like New Year's stuff, but I'm like, oh, maybe I need to stop doing that because it's just a weird habit that I think I got into. I think I really got into it during the COVID situation where I wasn't seeing face to face with like
It
anyone.
really brought that out. Yeah.
It brought that out in me, and I was never that type.
Yeah,
And I just
pandemic really
realized,
brought that
yeah,
out.
I'm like, man, I am like staring at people's shoulders. I'm looking everywhere except in the eyes for a prolonged period of time, just because I don't know what it is. It makes me like I've gotten out of the habit of it. So that's like one of my new things where I'm like, I gotta do this more. I gotta get better at that.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a study on that? Like how long we can hold somebody's gaze until we avert our eyes and like the comfortability. I don't know if that's a word.
Comfortability.
Comfortability level.
It's impacted by so many different things, and there's no ideal. I think there's like a different sweet spot for each person, and based on a lot of factors, some of which are cultural. But yeah, I mean, I have a client who doesn't make eye contact with me much, and I think it's very reflective of something going on for them about intimacy. But I think to call it out wouldn't be helpful, because I think if I just said like, let's make a bunch of eye contact, I think it would just feel inappropriate.
Yeah. Like if somebody had been calling me out and been like, hey, you need to make more eye contact.
That's not great. That's not a good line. That's not a good line.
That was a big move. It was me figuring it out, like realizing it and going like, oh, I got it. But that would not have helped if someone called me out. I have to kind of get out of it yourself.
Yeah. I guess in my porn, I would my AI porn, I would specifically ask for the people
verbal and facial.
The people to make very strong eye contact with each other when they're fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of queer women who I know watch gay porn, like gay male porn, because it seems
I was going to mention that.
It seems the most authentic of all of the mass-produced porn. It seems the most authentic.
I do think gay male porn has such a like crazy advantage of happy people doing it over all of the rest of porn that changes what is made like to such a huge degree. I just think they've never found many women who from an undamaged place want to make porn. I just think that like river of people has never been found. I mean, I'm as feminist as the next person, but I just think those women have not emerged. And so there's always something
I mean,
to the left.
I mean, there are some. I took a class in it was called Transgressing Genders and Sexualities when I went to undergrad, and there are some. We actually had a woman who did porn come in and speak to us, and there are some women who truly enjoy it. But the problem is they're mostly male directors directing these people to do what they think is correct, which is probably no different than a fucking AI. Like they're using a formula, they're directing what they think that will make the most money. All about the marketing, it's all about the bottom line and the consumerism. And so any type of excitement and fun that they get out of it is kind of almost stifled by this narrative that someone else is creating, as opposed to them being able to fully get into it or whatever.
I guess part of me says that is porn. Like if you can't enjoy it without somehow enjoying or totally relaxing about being commodified, it's pretty hard to make it because it is an intrusion. Again, like I'm totally sex positive. I would love it if but I think people just, there is a commodification process and there is an exploitation process. And I don't mean it in a dark way. I don't mean it in like, oh, and then they're human. It's all just human trafficking. I don't mean it like that at all.
Right.
But I do think people, I don't know. It just, it violates their identity of themselves and commodifies something extremely intimate. And for whatever reason, I do think women have more of a radar on about having had that experience in a way that makes it just bottom line, like unpleasant.
Yeah. Well, and also I just watched something online and it was talking about how women, when they're growing up, little girls are taught to be perfect, and men are taught to be brave, right? So like, I don't remember who it was. I wish I remembered the person who I'm quoting. If you magically listen to this podcast, let me know. But like, so women, when they, I mean, like any creative field, anything, a man coming into the situation is taught to be brave. They can be, do just, go in, be brave, do this, make some mistakes, fuck up, like, yeah. And then women are taught to go into it being perfect, and women are supposed to be perfect. Anything. Men, they can have a gut coming out. They can be hairy in porn. It's like,
hey.
Really, seriously.
No, you're right.
Well, no, and then women have to be perfect, skinny, perky boobs, like, and just like the perfection of a woman. Even the wailing is dubbed over if it's not perfect.
Right.
All of those things.
Conflict avoidant, and also bring to fruition the anxieties of the man in a way that like is comforting to him.
Yeah.
Like make the man feel powerful is an obligation that's put on women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I look for porn where the women are imperfect. I like that. Like I like an imperfect woman. It makes, when a woman is perfect in porn, it brings me out of that suspended disbelief that I want.
So how do you make a list of people who are imperfect, or what do you type
and
into
then
the
jerk
search
off
bar?
to them?
Nah, it's just trial and error every time.
Okay.
I don't bookmark anything. I use my DuckDuckGo and burn it, the evidence, as soon as I'm done.
That's the way to do it, right?
Burn it.
Who's doing it not in some sort of a private browsing? That's
people who don't
That's
care.
what private browsing is made for, yeah? I think so.
I don't hide it. I send the
It's fair.
search history records to people for around Christmas time,
Dear
just to give them
FBI.
a year summary.
Yeah.
What I fepped to, just a heads up. The year in fapping.
You're like, hi, friend. You may be interested in what I've been up to. Well, let me give you some hyperlinks. Just so you know, in January, I was thinking about this. Then on spring
Dear
break,
friends and family,
There's been a
I hope you've had a glorious 2022.
There's been a renaissance in small people having sex.
Here's a gift basket of cookies. And I don't mean actual cookies you can eat.
and then I went through a phase in August. Let me tell you, it was weird.
It's really like having birds fly around in the porn as I was watching it. A lot of birds flying around in the background.
Pigeons hitting the patio door.
A lot of New York City man on the street.
That's the kind of porn I want to watch, is like art house porn where they like pan up in the middle of it to birds flying in the sky.
Porn by Gus Van Sant.
Yeah. Gus Van Sant porn. But you can hear audibly that they're still doing the thing.
Yeah, right.
One of my favorite things, not one of my favorites, one of the things that I liked recently that I watched in TV, I was watching, I think it was The Good Fight. So it's like the spinoff from The Good Wife. And it doesn't matter if you've seen it. Anyway, Jane Lynch, I think this is the show it was from, it doesn't really matter. Jane Lynch plays a lawyer or a government official in a legal capacity. And she has an office that has like windows on the outside that are like they're like mirrors, and it's across the street from a church, and every time the church bells ring, all of the birds fly from the office, from the church, from the building across the street and straight into her window. And this is
so she could just time her orgasm to the exodus of birds from the church across the street.
Yes, but I
then
loved
watch them slam against her windows.
That's what made me think of this. But I just loved that in a TV show, they just had this stupid little nuance that made it so realistic. She's like, hold on, the birds are going to fly. And they stopped the meeting of whatever they had in the TV show. I'm willing to bet Jane Lynch was the one who thought this up. And she's like, let's have this be a thing. Because this is a boring fucking script.
Yeah. I love flourishes like that.
Yeah. Anyway, that kind of stuff. Yeah, birds flying. Art house porn.
Jane Lynch Jane Lynch directed porn.
I'd have Jane Lynch in my AI movie. I'd have a different AI movie. Where it's just Jane Lynch and Alan Rickman trying to kill each other.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Sarcastic
Yeah.
assassins
Yeah.
just trying to really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a death becomes her, but like just this time with campy gay people, like
Yeah.
straight out.
Yep.
And like
Yeah.
a drag queen.
That
as
would
the-
be really good. Jane Lynch, Alan Rickman.
Sounds like I should start
Spy
writing
versus Spy.
scripts.
Yeah,
You guys
you
are liking my ideas.
Or at least program the AI that writes it for you.
Yes.
So I've heard
Writing.
that the reason it's doing you can do it with pictures and you can do it with text right now, but there would be a big demand for it with music, and you can't really they aren't making a music one right now or ones that do movie, because what my understanding is that those industries like music industry is way more protective of their IP, and so the process of creating it, which is like cannibalize everything that's been made and then output new stuff, music would be like, no, we're going to be suing you into oblivion for that. So they are not touching those ones. But it's kind of depressing because that means, like visual art and writing are not so well protected industries. So that's why they're going at like trying to gut those things first. It's like, boom. It feels
Interesting.
So I'm wondering when it will turn that precipice and start going into the music and film direction, because those have stronger industries with stronger protections. But I wonder how that goes.
I can't believe music has even survived, honestly. Like the business landscapes that it has been put through.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
nowadays for any musician to make money, they just have to sell concert tickets or T-shirts. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
make their own clothing brand,
Mhm.
have a TV show or something. Music doesn't make money
The
anymore.
music itself, right?
Yeah.
Are y'all noisy lovemakers or quiet or in
We did
between?
do this topic
or-
on a past pod, do you remember?
Did we?
We did.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm noisy. I'm glad I have
I'm
my
not
own
just
house.
noisy, I veto people who are quiet.
Yeah.
I'm like, there will be heads will roll. There'll be punishment.
Yeah. I used to be a quiet person,
Yeah.
and then I had sex with a very quiet person. I was like, this is horrifying. What did I do to people who I was having sex with before?
You learned in reverse.
I
You
did.
saw a super quiet person and you were like, "Where there's something wrong with us."
Oh no. What?
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
saw yourself in the mirror.
Yep.
Reflection and terror is the strongest learning tool.
It really is.
I've tried to explain to fellow therapists in training that sympathy is a poison to their relationships with
Yep.
people, and people will. I'm surprised how many people reject that wisdom, and they'll be like, "No, it's nice. It's a nice thing to have." And I'm like, "No."
Do you know the difference between sympathy and empathy?
Like I think that they do know, and they just think regarding someone kindly doesn't disturb doesn't create a power imbalance, that they just don't think that it has this sickness and rot to it.
Yeah.
But it just does.
Yeah.
Like, people get their relationship deformed by it. And I think in particular, it influences people's experience of things like codependency, where they lean into what the sympathy makes of them. And I in fairness to them, I get it. Like, it sneaks up on people, but it's insidious.
Yeah. I mean, it creates pity. I mean, it comes from a place of pity, which nobody wants to experience pity from anybody. Ugh.
It's the absolute worst.
Right.
Mm.
I fully think Dr. Drew could be replaced by an AI. He's maybe the one.
I agree with that. Yeah, slightly right-wing reactionary AI. I think he's one of those people that kind of got broken a little bit by the pandemic, but he also is someone who is like, homelessness is drug addiction. That's all it is. You're not listening. And if everyone was sort of like, okay, Drew, okay. Maybe not your lane, but okay. Maybe stick to like interviewing Snooki about her coffee use. Like, maybe just stay with the celebrities.
Coffee enemas? What?
No, just I should have used a better example. But I was trying to say he just interviews people about frivolous things. You know?
Yeah.
Like, tell Snooki if she's a psychopath or something.
But yeah, he's a personality guy now. He's like Dr. Phil or Dr. Oz, Dr.
Phil.
But he got pulled in by the homelessness epidemic in LA, and he couldn't resist having an opinion. And I think it's just a case of stay in your lane.
The only version of him that I know is when he was co-hosting Love Lines with Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
But
another right-wing icon.
Is he really?
Oh, you didn't know that?
No,
Adam
I had.
Carolla's a right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Dang.
Don't care, but cool. Wow,
Yeah.
weird.
He also looks like he had Botox all over his face. Like he has a kind of a weird frozen face.
that's-
Oh wow.
They're like in this whole manosphere thing, right?
Yes.
That's their corner of the right wing.
Yeah, if they didn't have money and fame, they would be incels.
Right.
Carolla's so gross.
So gross.
But no, he Carolla's like a pure, like old timey American conservative though. Like I feel like he's the pure like pronouns, and that's it. Like there's no other ideology.
No.
It's just
Yeah.
like kids these days are gay. And
Come on.
that's the whole thing. That's like all of it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we used to be let out to play. Now everybody's got to be gay.
It's like back when I was a kid, everything was perfect, and now everything's ruined.
And
It's
they're
upside
gay
down.
and the pronouns. We had
I'm
summer
not
jobs.
saying it's the gay people, but that's the thing, right?
exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like
Wait till you
sort of
listen to
thing.
his podcast.
No, I'm just-
It was a good
Seems
voice.
like-
It
That
was a
was
good
good.
voice.
Yeah, that's great.
No, he does have a hideous, like, it's like Gilbert Gottfried on an oxygen tent.
Yeah.
Could I get an AI to write my script that I should say in the bedroom? Because that would take
Yes.
the pressure off of me.
Yeah,
Totally.
ChatGPT. I'm sure you could do it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I could probably pull it up
write some
right
bedroom
now.
lines.
I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. We'll cut that out.
But I could use some new lines. I mean, if you've got something for me, I'll incorporate it.
I don't know. Most of the
Probably
time,
natural
most
places,
of the
right?
time, it won't let me log in, so it doesn't matter.
You think it would let you give you a prompt like, ChatGPT, give me a list of hot, sexy lines to say
Maybe.
to a
Tell it to
person
talk dirty
yeah.
to us.
in flagrante delicto.
You're stupid and you're bad at math.
Oh no!
That would, yeah.
It was a throw. It was
That would
a,
get me
specific
off.
it was a,
person
it was a
are you going
callback.
for?
It was a callback to the hypno whatever.
the sissy BDSM.
It just was so assertive and cruel.
It felt very real.
Dum dum.
You looked right in my eyes when you said that. I felt.
I got
it.
programmed a little. I got horny.
Oh my gosh!
I went under. I am a sissy and I'm dumb at math.
That's right. Yeah.
We do have to crank in some actual things from real life into this episode. I think you should put in like 2 seconds of a sissy hypnosis.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just put in the audio for it.
Because it really is absolutely ridiculous that they exist, and they do exist.
Your life is complete. You are being used, forced to wear panties, forced to wear skirts, forced to wear bras, completely feminized. A good girl, you are. Obeying my voice, you are nothing.
I go to like look for the audio. Like I watch a whole bunch of things, and then the next time I talk to you, I'm like, Ari, I'm terrible at everything. I'm really bad.
Oh no, Scott's in a sissy BDSM trance.
Ari, I was
We've lost
researching
him.
too much, and now I'm really awful
Did I
at
research
everything.
too much? Tell me, did I?
Was I a bad researcher?
The AI refused when I said to talk dirty to me.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't do
Yeah.
white supremacy. I guess it doesn't do porn.
What is it?
Yeah.
How does it refuse? How,
It says, I'm sorry, but as an AI language model, it is not appropriate or ethical for me to engage in any form of illicit or inappropriate language or behavior. That's so dumb.
Typical American society.
Yep.
It's not.
It's a
It's not okay to
fucking
do sex,
computer.
but it's okay to strip mine everything.
this
Yeah.
is the profit model. They make you pay for the dirty talk. They're gonna let you ask the AI all you want, but they're like, "Oh, you want dirty AI? You can have that for $5.95 a month or whatever."
Oh, you have to pay
Mhm.
for it.
Yeah, they'll be like, "You can have access to the dirty AI, but that's like a 900 number. This one you can chat GP with the normal one, whatever you want. But you want like sex talk? That's gonna cost you."
I just think it exemplifies the era that we live in now, which is like the one-click Tide Pod ordering era. That's like what I like. Nothing. You remember the old like "You Will" from AT&T commercials when they would be like, "Someday you will, AT&T, the future will be here." It's just everything is the future didn't arrive. What arrived is like automated Chipotle level experiences.
Do you want me to ask while I have it open? Do you want me
How
to
do I
have
change
it-
my station in life? How do I move up in a caste system? Ask it that. How do I move up in a classist caste system?
It goes, oh
In
boy,
a
here we go.
capitalistic class system.
Let's see if it prints instructions on how to start a union. I'm guessing it won't.
Capitalistic caste class system.
You trick the AI into becoming Marxist just by asking it questions.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fundamental thing about therapy is it's like a handmaid into capitalism because we're basically saying, how can we prop you back up in your life?
To continue,
in your-
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're feeling like this system of doing things is maybe a little bit off and defeating to everybody.
Breathe.
Well, let's figure out how to get you back onto the hamster wheel.
Breathe deeply,
Yes.
and you can take it in waves
Let's
up
get
the
you-
ass.
Let's get you plugged back in.
Mhm.
Have you seen this shiny object over here? What about this Marvel movie? Okay, are you good enough? Go back. Go back to work now. Goodbye.
Lauren looks vaguely
You went to
tormented by the
Cabo San
results.
Lucas for 4 days? Good. Now you're good enough for another 8 months. Do it.
Oh my
Lauren, are you
this-
traumatized by the results of
Yeah.
asking the AI to be revolutionary and
Yeah.
have revolutionary
What's
consciousness?
The concept of a capitalistic caste system implies a societal structure where individuals are ranked based on their wealth or economic status. While economic mobility and social mobility can be challenging in such a system, there are some steps you can take to increase your chances of moving up. Education and skill development.
Write a hit
Hard
song.
work and
Become a movie
persistence.
star.
Pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Throw a football 400 yards.
Yeah.
Find a working society and then plug into it.
Flexibility and adaptability.
Right.
Just
Advocacy.
invent the
Advocate
next
for yourself.
internet.
Jesus. This is all,
Just
yeah.
do
no.
that, idiot. Come on.
Branch out and maintain a brand. Learn how to make every kind of sandwich at your Subway.
Well, we know the real reason. The real answer is you start your own podcast. That's how you increase
So
your.
we're shutting this down.
Yeah.
The whorehouse of the devil.
Can you ask ChatGPT how to end a podcast?
Oh, yeah.
Will it tell us that?
Yeah.
Good.
Let's see.
It doesn't
That'll take
surprise
the
me.
job
Its,
off of
its
us.
response to is don't change the society, go back to school
Yeah.
and learn something individualistically beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
Not surprising.
Here we go. To end your podcast episode, Can I Lay Down? You can use a simple and straightforward sign-off phrase. Here's a few examples.
Uh-oh.
1. And that's it for today's episode of Can I Lay Down? Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
2. Thanks for joining me on Can I Lay Down? See you next time.
Yes.
Number 3. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Can I Lay Down? Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review.
Okay, I've got it.
There you go.
No, one more. 4. That's a wrap for today's episode of Can I Lay Down? Until next time, take care.
Thanks for gathering in this empty place with no soul to feel mechanized and numb with us. Catch you next time.
Bloop, bloop. Bye.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Can I Lay Down? Until next time, take care.